To the top, here I go, think I'm chosen to be the king of rock, think the people have spoken. I can hear the tick-tock of the clock, I'm in motion. So now I'm gonna pop, causing all this commotion. Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Fat Boy Cartel podcast. Tonight we're going to be reviewing NXT for May 25th, 2021. If you're joining us for the very first time, or if you're finding us on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get all the notifications about when we put up new content here on our channel. And tonight we have a special guest. Of course, everybody knows me. My name's Eric, hopefully. Brandon is in the bottom left-hand corner, and Damon is in the top right-hand corner. And tonight we are joined by our wrestling fun fact and trivia guru, Mike. He is right below me, and he's going to help us review NXT this week. So, but before we do that, and obviously we've been doing these wrestling review shows the day after the shows air on TV, so you'll be seeing this then. Plus, we're implementing a little bit shorter of a system here where we review the shows for about 10 minutes apiece. But tonight, since we have a special guest, we're going to extend NXT to 20 minutes, and we thought it was a good show, so we thought we'd talk about it a little more here. But before we do that, though, I want to talk to the audience just a little bit, all right? Okay. All you Raw watchers, I don't know
and
who...
you guys froze up on me.
Well, hopefully it'll clear up. Anyway, all you Monday Night Raw watchers, listen to me. Come in close, all right? I don't know who hurt you.
Sure.
I don't know who hurt you, but it's okay. You don't have to let Vince hurt you anymore, okay? There is more fish in the sea. It's called NXT, okay? Whoever, you 1.8 million viewers... You can turn to this other show. I know you're used to this because Monday Night Raw has always been there for you, but there's this new hot blonde in the corner. It's called NXT. Turn it on. It's great. It's okay. I promise you, it'll be a good time. Anyway, all right. So before
who the hell hurts you, Eric? Jesus.
I'm just saying. I mean, ratings for NXT have been awful, and I don't understand it. Especially,
did someone leave a nasty comment on our video yesterday? Is that why you did that?
No, not that I'm aware of. I'm not sure anybody watched our Raw review from yesterday. But anyway.
I did.
All right, we'll see. There we got one.
Mike, did you leave a nasty comment that scarred Eric?
No, I won't leave a nasty comment.
I'm willing to try new things, though, dang it. So.
Hey, bro. All right. Unfortunately, I have to take care of a daddy duty real quick.
A duty?
Okay, yes.
Shall we hit pause?
No.
All right.
I'll be back.
Right.
I'm not going nowhere.
He's like he's the Terminator. He'll be back.
I gotta go.
Folks, the reason I'm here is because I don't have any daddy duties. All my daddy duties are in Oklahoma right now.
Right on. All right. Well, Brandon will be back here in just a second. We'll get into NXT here. I want to start the 20-minute time clock here right and now. So anyway, for NXT. This week, I thought was a really good show, and I think most of us here will probably agree with that. But the show opened up with Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart defeating the NXT Women's Champion Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. One of my biggest nitpicks on all of these shows for WWE, especially on the main roster, is too many distractions, too many DQs, too many roll-ups, interferences, things like that. Every match on this show for NXT tonight were clean finishes. Brilliant. That's awesome. The only okay.
Getting your other biggest nitpick with shows like this.
The
champion lost.
Yeah, that is where I'm going to go with this. The one nitpick I had on this entire show tonight was the fact that. But here's the thing: we talk about how champions, are pinned on the main roster, and they do it all the time, which is why it bothers me. That's the biggest thing, because I've always said you can do a DQ, you can do a distraction, or you can do where you pin the champion if you do it in moderation. But doing it 2 or 3 times a week on each show, that's a problem. Tonight, the opening match here on NXT, Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart defeated Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. Yes, Raquel Gonzalez lost, being the NXT Women's Champion. But granted, she was not pinned, but that was the same way with Bianca on SmackDown. But the reason why this one doesn't bother me is because this doesn't happen often on NXT, as long as it doesn't start happening often. And after the match, Raquel Gonzalez destroyed Shotzi Blackheart. So it made her look strong.
Absolutely.
So it made her...
destroyed her.
Yeah,
So keep in mind, what I told you was I missed this match because I fell asleep before the show.
Right.
And so I didn't get in until the Pete Dunne Bobby Fish match. How did this match end? Who pinned who here?
Ember Moon pinned Dakota Kai. So
okay.
Again, Gonzalez didn't get pinned.
The champion didn't actually get beat.
Right, but she was still in the match, so yes, she's technically still lost.
Yeah,
but
she still lost, but at least she didn't isn't the one that got pinned or submitted.
She didn't
Right.
eat the pin.
Right. Now, we talked about this on SmackDown when Bianca Belair technically lost in a 6-women's tag. She was not pinned. It was Natalya who tapped out to Baszler. But at the same time, she still lost. But my problem, like I just mentioned, is because it happens all the time on Raw and SmackDown. This is a one-time thing on a show where they didn't do it again. So I'm okay with it occasionally. But again,
here's the thing, though, Eric. Every Fed does this. Like, your champion doesn't get pinned, but somehow, he's going to lose. He loses insto facto because they're part of a team. And I get what you're saying, but, like, what do you want him to do?
well, that's why I said if it happens occasionally, you just don't do it all the time. 2 or 3 times on Raw alone is too much. 2 or 3 times on SmackDown is too much. Every week this is happening.
Doesn't happen to Roman.
Well, no, yeah, Roman's the one guy they protect. But everybody else, it's a problem. But, yeah, like I said, that's why I'm not going to kill this here. Otherwise, this is a great match. And,
Dude, Ember Moon hit
Bro, that shit from that choke slam out of the single arm choke slam that
until was it her modified
Eclipse, yeah, was dope.
Yeah.
That was real good.
Yeah, definitely a good match. Yeah, so that's kind of the whole thing. And like I said, the big difference is Gonzalez destroyed Shotzi after the match, so it kept Gonzalez strong, even though she technically lost. But yeah, after this, we had Pete Dunne defeating Bobby Fish via pinfall. Again, clean finish, good match between the two guys. And after the match, Oney Lorcan attacked Bobby Fish with Pete Dunne as he watched on. Interesting. It seemed like they were definitely teasing, like, if there was a live crowd, they would be expecting Kyle O'Reilly to come out here and save Bobby Fish, but it did not happen because obviously the two mutually agreed to kind of go their separate ways. But being it was 2 men attacking Bobby Fish, basically, I think they were kind of insinuating, where's Kyle?
Yeah, but they made, Fish made it a point to say last week, or I think it was, whenever they had their interaction, that he has to do something alone. Like, this is
Agreed.
what he needs to do.
Kyle
So why
wasn't
would
on the show at all, was he?
No, Kyle O'Reilly wasn't on the show at all this week.
But it would make
They
no.
could just easily say he wasn't at the building. That's why he didn't come out and help.
Yeah, but even though it wouldn't make any sense for him to help him, I mean, this is something Bobby said he had to do on his own.
And I agreed. I just wonder if the way they shot it, I kind of wonder if they're going to turn this into maybe a little sort of a storyline. Maybe. We'll see what they do. They may not mention it at all.
I would say depends on who they book to win that triple threat.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing. The triple threat for next week.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Yeah, with Kyle O'Reilly's in that match, so yeah, that's very well possible.
Yeah.
Then we had Mercedes Martinez defeating Zeta Ramire here. Another clean finish. After the match, the lights went off. A figure appeared on the Titantron, blew out candles, and the lights came back on. And Mercedes had a mark on her hand. They said it was Tian Shaw. Tian Shaw? Is this a new group?
I can't remember.
No idea who this is, but I remember before the match, they showed someone like popping through a door frame.
Following Mercedes Martinez, I think this person is a member of this. From what I could tell on Twitter, was a 3-person group, 2 women, I think, and 1 guy. But I don't.
Yeah.
I thought it was the guy that's usually hanging around with Xia Li or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
It might be.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about it. It might be. But either way, she's been marked by somebody, and they're going to move forward with that moving forward, looks like.
But
Yeah.
is Mercedes not a babyface, or am I wrong on that?
Tweener, at least from the way I got it.
Well, I mean, before she was facing Raquel Gonzalez, I think they were kind of playing her as a babyface there, but I don't know. I kind of agree with Damon. I think it's more like a tweener situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not
I think
positive.
she's just like one of those badasses that fall in the order of, you just want to see her do shit.
This is why I'll be glad when they get back to the live crowds. Then we'll see who it is the fans are actually cheering for.
But no, because that's always a misconception.
Like
because they could also cheer for the heel too. It just depends on who they like.
Well, that's what I mean is we'll know who the crowd wants to cheer and not want to cheer instead of them piping in like we want this deal. So let's pipe in these boos or let's pipe in these cheers if we want them cheered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that.
But see, like, I don't think NXT does that as much because they do have people in the crowd.
It's not as bad as like when Roman comes out. Yeah, Roman's like Roman sucks chance are amplified to a large degree. And Vince better enjoy that right now because right now he's got no pushback. Once those fans come back, I wonder how much of the stuff he's doing is not going to get booed out of the building. But we'll see. WrestleMania wasn't as bad as I thought. Yeah. So we'll see. After this, we had the $1 million face-off, which was entertaining. I love Ted DiBiase in this, but again, I've got to ask the question we ask seems like every week now. Where is this going?
I don't know.
The way
it ended,
the way it ended, it looks like it's gonna come down to a match between the night.
Yeah, because like we said before, there's no way it's gonna be Ted DiBiase. So we had to figure out how this was going to end up being a match, and this is the way they're going to go about it with LA Knight. From what I'm getting, either being in the stead of Ted DiBiase, or Ted's going to do what we thought he would do and take Cameron under his wing, and then you'll have like Cameron Grimes being kind of this new age $1 million man, or you'll have LA Knight in that.
I was going to say after this segment, I felt like LA Knight fit the bill better. Just from watching his promo alone was more along the lines of something Ted DiBiase would have said back in the day.
But see, here's the problem that I have with it's Eddie Edwards. It's with original LA Knight, whatever.
Yeah.
If you watch him, go back and see some of his TNA stuff. He sounded
LA
like
Knight? That's Eli Drake.
Eli Drake. That's what it is. He sounds like The Rock, and it's weird. Because the cadence and the tone that The Rock used when he cut promos, if you listen to LA Knight, even now, a little bit, there's still some of that still there, and it's weird. Because, like, and when he was in TNA, he had this whole, you know how The Rock did the whole third person gimmick or whatever.
Yeah.
It was kind of along the same lines of that. And I guess it fit him at the time, and it's still some of that is still left even now. Like when he was coming down to the ring, like I was cooking, so I wasn't really watching the TV, but I could hear him. And to me, it reminded me of, like I said, like The Rock when he would cut a promo when he's standing on at the top of the ramp, or working his way down to the ring, the same cadence and tone that Rock would have, he had.
Right. And that's not a bad thing, though.
No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying like that's what it reminded me of. But I could also see what you mean. But I think because they pushed this whole thing with Cameron Grimes to this where like I would love to see him in this whole $1 million man role. But LA Knight too, we'll see. But like I said,
I could see both. LA Knight would be more. You could say would be the more ready star to do it. But I think you could get more out of it if you went with Grimes, who then has to essentially be built up from the ground.
Yes, and I think that's for me. I think that's the best choice because you said you already got a ready star inside of LA Knight. Yeah. Why not use this opportunity to kind of build Grimes from the ground up, essentially, into this $1 million persona?
Yeah. What do you think, Mike?
Well, it depends. I think how you want to have this portrayed. Do you want it to be portrayed with a serious character, which is kind of what LA Knight is, or go the comedy route, which is kind of what Grimes is?
I don't know about that part because, like, LA Knight, like, even he has done some shit so far too, but like,
I'll tell you who Ted DiBiase is actually looking for, the ringmaster. He's not available, but anyhow, that's basically what this is. It's going to be LA Knight versus Cameron Grimes and in your house for the $1 million championship. Mark my words, that's what's going to happen. So, and
that'll be done at In Your House. It's coming up.
Yeah, it's coming up in a few weeks or whatnot.
Yeah, that'd be dope to see that belt again, though.
Anyway, moving on. Indy Hartwell was looking for Dexter Loomis backstage. She found a room basically looked like it was occupied by Dexter. Dexter wasn't there, but there were pictures up all over the wall with hearts being ripped out of a chest, and there was even a character drawing of Loomis where he was massaging Indy last week without her knowledge, and a knife through his chest when she called him a loser. So Indy has hurt Dexter here, and she's on the lookout for him. So
I was legit like, what the fuck?
It was very
what was in that room. It was like
very creepy.
Fuck?
Like if he'd have popped out, I'd have been like, yeah, that's about right.
I mean, a company that's had issues with stalkers is now doing a stalker storyline. Very interesting.
Yeah, because that's why
he's not really.
He kind of is. But anyway.
Yeah, But I told you, how do you know he didn't have an apprenticeship at that spot?
Well, that's very possible,
Yeah,
I guess.
mean,
but again, it was a guy who was massaging a woman without her knowledge.
Side gig.
She paid for it.
And here's the thing too: you can't act like she didn't lead him on at some point. Too.
Well,
So
absolutely, yeah. There's that too.
Keep it all the way 100 here.
Right. We also had the debut of Frankie Monet versus Cora Jade here. Clean match again, as we said throughout the rest of the show. At first I wasn't super impressed with Frankie Monet, but I think she did get a little better by the end of this match. I want to see
it up
more.
a different gear.
Yeah, she did. At first, I don't know if she was a little nervous, different scene or whatnot.
Give it a little time.
Right. So
yeah,
I think she'll improve here.
Also, Cora Jade, I don't know about Mike, but I know us three. We've seen her do a couple shows, I think, live. Elena Black.
Oh wow, really?
Really?
That's who that is.
Interesting.
Yep.
After this, we had Bronson Reed. He was confronted out at the ring when he was doing his acceptance speech of the North American title, basically, by Legado del Fantasma and Santos Escobar. They tried to jump him. That's when MSK made the save. So I'm guessing eventually we could end up to a 6-man tag, but they're definitely leading Santos Escobar versus Bronson Reed for the North American title, which could be great.
To speak on that, next week is the
tag match,
title match.
The tag title match, yes.
Also, I want to make a point. I absolutely fucking died laughing when he was going on about how what the North American title represents.
Yeah.
The U.S., Mexico, and one of the other dudes in Phantasma. It's like, what about Canada?
Yeah.
Canada doesn't count. Like, yes, fuck them Canadians.
Wow. And I kind of wonder if it was a subtle dig at the whole John Cena thing. I'm not going to lie.
Probably.
I kind of wondered if it was, but who knows? But yeah, that was very funny.
I'm glad you kind of cleared up because you were breaking up on me when you were describing that, but thank God you came back for that Canada spot. Right?
He said, "Fuck Canada."
It's like Canada doesn't count.
I mean, what's that on the boot?
Yes.
I mean, seriously.
But I will say this though, I do like the way how they set things up. They give you a picture of what it is, where we're going. Here are the players in that picture. Even though it's multiple players, they all have different branches. You get what I'm saying? Like they're all in the same tree, but you can see where the branches are going, who's going where, and what you're going to get.
Right.
That's one thing I do like that they do.
Right. Agreed. Yeah, they have long-term storytelling, at least a
with,
month out at least. You know, it's not just week to week.
Even like with the Cameron Grimes and LA Knight, like what Brandon said, it's like, okay, so now we know.
Yeah, now we know.
Now we know who's all in this little story here.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know the final destination. We don't even really know where the fuck it's actually going still, but we know who the players are.
Yeah,
because everybody, we all speculated, like, okay, we don't think Ted DiBiase is going to have a match. There has to be someone to step in, and then they gave us that someone.
Right.
So.
Yep.
And not to mention, with MSK going up against Legado del Fantasma next week for the tag titles, throughout this show, they were also positioning Grizzled Young Veterans, Timothy, and Thatcher, and Ciampa, and Imperium. They were talking to Walter. So they were positioning all these pieces going forward. So, again, long-term storytelling, good booking here. Speaking of the tag title match next week, they also announced, or Regal announced, I should say, the #1 contendership match for the NXT Heavyweight Championship next week will be Kyle O'Reilly versus Pete Dunne versus Johnny Gargano. The winner gets the winner of the main event tonight at In Your House TakeOver. So that is coming up as well. With that being said, we now have 4.5 minutes left on the clock. We may go a little longer here because we want to get into this main event, but Karrion Kross versus Finn Balor 2. Clean finish here with a choke out on Finn Balor. Karrion Kross retains the NXT Championship.
I want a 3.
What's that?
I want a 3.
Oh, yeah.
It very well could happen.
I want a best of 7 out of these two.
I mean, it's not going to happen at the next TakeOver, clearly, because they've already set up the next contender. But
that's fine.
Yeah.
I want a best of 7 out of these two. Like, that was ridiculous. And I can only see them ramping it up further as they go along. You know what I mean? Not everyone has to be for the title shot. At this point, just have them go
fight
to that last match. Make it about the title.
Maybe Finn wins. He gets one last shot, or I don't know. You could do that, maybe.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
But then, of course, you run the risk of beating your champion, which I'm not a fan of. So I don't know if I'd go with that route after all. But it's an idea. But
you have 2 top guys. One of them losing is not a far stretch.
No,
even if it is
because like with Finn losing tonight, doesn't hurt him in the slightest. I
Well,
feel.
Finn don't need the title. He's at that level, though. There's the difference.
No, but they already have this built-in story right now where Karrion is trying to hold on to that title, and Finn is trying to be the first 3-time NXT champion. So you can push this story through a series of matches and then have Finn win that title. If Karrion loses along the way to Finn, so be it. It's not for the title. It's just one of those times that Finn had the upper hand. But then you could also have Karrion going through and stomping everybody else who challenges him for that title because his real enemy is Finn Balor. That's the only equal he has right now.
Well, that's fine. Like I said, if you do it sparingly, I can accept it then. But we'll see what they do. I just don't want them to go down that route too much, and then it becomes a big problem.
Yeah.
But
like I said, during the match in the group chat, it's like, they're because Brandon's like, well, how are they? Like, are they just gonna go until
one of them dies? Because I was like, is that how they figure the other one has to win? Because this is ridiculous. They beat the crap out of each other.
It's obvious they're not gonna take the title off Kross right now, and for a while.
Nor should they. Yeah, I mean that's good.
Yeah,
not unless Daddy gets another in.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, let's hope not.
But Balor, they kept mentioning, if he won tonight, he would have been, the first 3-time champion.
Oh yeah, they did.
That's what I'm saying. This is a good story. That can
obviously come down way down the line. Because I mean,
not only that, with O'Reilly versus Dunn versus Gargano, does any of those 3 guys have a shot against Karrion the way they're booking it right now?
O'Reilly maybe. Dunn
maybe
too.
Dunn.
They're dedefinitely pushing Dunn a lot. Yeah,
that'll be. Oh God, Dunn! Can you imagine Dunn and Karrion Kross? Like, ugh.
What'd you say, Mike?
I said I'd watch Dunn versus Kross.
I would too.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I would.
Hell, you can make it a triple threat. You can
just make it a fatal 4-way. Yeah.
Fuck it. Yeah.
Dunn, Kross, Balor, and
I mean, it would probably mean.
Well, I don't know. We're getting a lot of these 4-ways and 3-ways.
Yeah, not only that, we would be getting yet another probably screw finish next week on NXT, which would have to lead to that, which I wouldn't like either.
Here's the thing. Fine. And then in Karrion's reign, you have him go up against those guys.
But then you blow your load on all 4 of these guys early on, and he's got no challengers for the long run. That's another concern.
Yeah, that's another concern,
too. Have a list of challengers there. Have Finn do this other thing, and then build up to the future where they can meet up again, and Finn continues to try to get that 3rd title reign that he wants.
Yeah. That would
have
be
a meet, but you could still have them meet. You could still have them meet intermittently on that whole chase.
They can cross paths. Mm-hmm. They can keep it fresh in your mind that that's there.
Yeah. I agree with that.
That is the top 2, regardless of finishes. Your top 2 guys are Kross and Finn.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Well, we got
that choke out at the end though. He laid in.
Oh yeah.
That forearm to the back of the head, like the back of the neck, and then the immediate choke. I was like,
Well, that spot too earlier in the match where Finn Balor dove to the outside and took out Kross, and then Finn gets up all pumped up, but then Karrion basically no sells it, gets right up, does the monster spot behind him, and picks him up and slams him on the table. I thought that was pretty good.
Also, who knew Balor could bounce?
Yeah. He did.
Because he did. He just fucking bounced on that table.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Miranda sees that spot. She goes, "Why do they even bother sitting there?" And I go, "I don't know. I really don't."
Yeah.
Because at this point, if
it's
that
the
table
drama.
breaks, you just got to cut the rest of the wrestling show standing up.
Oh, I know. If I take a tablet or anything out there of any value, I keep it in my hand. I don't leave it on the table. Period. Because it's always going to get destroyed. But I guess those things are replaceable. But anyway, we're at the end of our 20 minutes here. Anybody got any final thoughts on the show?
Yes. Karrion Kross and Finn Balor should fight forever.
I agree.
I was actually surprised. I was actually asking myself, I was like, where are the fight forever chants right about now?
Yeah, they want to
this is awesome, but there was no really fight.
Wait till we get a full live crowd. Then
that's what I'm saying. I think when a full live crowd comes, bro, that would have blew the roof off of that place. And you're right, Eric. Karrion Kross' entrance is dope as fuck.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Oh yeah.
As we're coming into the kitchen, and Miranda's in front of me, and Finn Balor's coming out. You know how he does his thing. She stops in the middle of the kitchen, and goes.
Well, here's the thing too. You want to talk about entrances? The one thing they haven't done, which I don't know if Finn would do now, he talks like he'd never do it again, but the Demon versus Karrion Kross.
See, here's the thing. Finn says going back to the Demon now seems like a step back.
Right.
Yeah.
But I would still love to see it.
Yeah.
He's never lost as the Demon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
And that's one of those two, like,
did he not lose as him on the main roster? I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure
not as the demon.
God, no.
I'll take your word.
The demon was
the
demon.
Even if he did lose
way
it on the main
different.
roster, this is NXT. It's a completely different monster.
Yeah, they don't recognize that on the main roster.
But he doesn't want to do the demon. He feels like it's a step back for him.
Yeah, I do that. I just think
point,
it'd still be a great idea, though. I'd love to see it. But
if you find out, it could be a big payday to have the Demon versus Karrion Kross.
maybe he pulls it out one more time.
Oh man, yeah.
Because I mean, let's be honest, he hasn't beat Cross yet. Maybe he realizes
they
he's got to go that extra
Balor
level.
Cross 3 and gets just loses again. He might have to dig down deeper.
Mm-hmm.
If
pull
you keep
something out of his
Kross as
ass.
the unbeatable champion, then Finn just says, "Okay, then I'm going to bring in the unbeatable Demon.
Mm-hmm.
Something's got to."
Well, not only that, you do the
We
triple
wanna watch
threat.
that.
Yeah, you do the triple threat next week at the takeover. Karrion retains, and then you've still got a little bit of time before SummerSlam. Maybe this takeover at SummerSlam, you do that. I mean, that would be.
I don't think you do it now. I think you
I
wait till
don't think
Mania.
you will either. But hey, man, we're fantasy booking now.
Yeah,
I think you give him a couple more matches as Prince Devitt, and then he just at his wits end, like there's nothing else he can do. He's come this close so many times, and it's like he needs something else, and then you
He
bring.
needs the Demon King.
Mm-hmm.
It's very possible.
Forgive me
If
because
he
you guys
decides to
broke-
do it,
broke
you know
up
what I
on me when I didn't get your reaction to what I I said about Demon versus Cross Unbeatable Forces meeting.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys all kind of
No, that's a good way to bill it. I agree.
Oh yeah, definitely.
okay.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely agree with you there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
like I said,
that's the way I do
Who
it.
wouldn't want to see that?
I would definitely pay my money to see it, even if it was on a pay-per-view. Luckily, we ain't gonna have to do that with WWE because they're on Peacock now. But if it was on pay-per-view, I'd buy it for sure.
Irresistible force, immovable object.
Yeah, just build a little differently, and there you go. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess if there are no other thoughts, we all think I pretty well agreed this is a good show, top to bottom. Like I said, with the minor nitpick of Raquel Gonzalez losing in a tag match, but again, they did it in a way to where it wasn't beating you over the head constantly over it, and they kept her strong as well. So outside of that, good show all around. Again, if you're not watching NXT, come on, guys, watch NXT. It's a great show.
Yeah, you should.
I mean, it's way better than anything the main. Well, outside of Roman Reigns, it's way better than anything the main roster's putting together. So I promise you, it's a good wrestling
there's
show.
Still 2 more wrestling shows that we review?
Mhm.
Dynamite and SmackDown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Those haven't even fucking aired. And Balor Cross 2 is.
it's gonna be hard to
match of
top.
the Fucking week.
Yeah,
Fucking match of the week already.
I agree with that.
God, that shit was. God, that shit was
Yeah,
good.
but anyway, the real thing that matters here is what do you guys think? Did you guys like NXT for May 25th, 2021? Did you enjoy Cross versus Balor 2? Comment down below, let us know, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get all the notifications about when we put up new content here on our channel. And until our next video, guys, take care.
Hit the fucking button.
Yeah. Ready to go, man, lock and load. That's right. I swear to God that I can drop and roll. Yeah. I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.
Good show, guys. Good show.